Location, the lab. Quentin only has 24 hours to sell his car. Is that even possible? He goes to Carvana.com.
What is this, a movie trailer?
He ignores the doubters, enters his license plate. Wow, that's a great offer. The car is sold, but will Carvana pick it up in time for...
They'll literally pick it up tomorrow morning. Done with the dramatics?
Car selling in record time.
Save your time. Go to Carvana.com and sell your car today. Pickup fees may apply.
Hey, Fidelity. How can I remember to invest every month?
With the Fidelity app, you can choose a schedule and set up recurring investments in stocks and ETFs.
Oh, that sounds easier than I thought.
You got this.
Yeah, I do. Now, where did I put my keys?
You will find them where you left them.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Walmart Business saves you time, money, and hassle, which means you can focus on what really matters. Like putting the money you save back into what you do, spending more time training your team, filling orders, and finding new clients. Anything and everything, right down to, oh, that's the one, choosing the best hold music. Walmart Business. It's the Walmart you love, now for your business. Learn more at business.walmart.com.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Alien Fox, Alpaca Lips, Kayawera, Kethri, Muko, DJ Rink, Macbeth, Pylon Dyke, Himaltu Raven, Nibris, Devon Harkenrider, and Glithoric.
Episode 1. Sins of the Soul. Among the stars there is a ship, of sorts. It glides through endless night, avoiding the gleaming glow of countless galaxies, hiding in the shadows of the heavens instead. It is a ship without a name, a curse for any normal vessel, but not for this monstrosity. This is a prison for gods. Welcome to the Girls Who Don't DnD podcast. I'm your host, Corey, and I'll introduce the girls shortly. But first, let me try and explain our little show, especially to newcomers, and as a refresher to those who listened to our first campaign. If you are a newcomer, yes, you can start right here without missing too much. And we even have a lore keeper who will be interjecting with anything that needs to be explained. This is campaign 2. It's called A Kind of Magic. But what we've done is taken 3 lovely ladies and dragged them into the world of role-playing. A few years ago, they joined me in my garage, which is as awkward as it sounds, and we recorded our first session. We've been playing ever since. They started out as the Girls Who Don't DnD, and they're becoming so again, because we started out with the now older rules, and we're moving on to the refreshed rules. I don't think they're not that different, but if you come here to learn how to play the game, we'll still be talking about what we're doing as we do it, so you can figure that out. But if you're someone who's come here to enjoy what has become a show as well, that's also going to be happening. The girls have survived their first campaign, sort of, mostly, or something like that. There they played the roles of Freya, Karin, and Morrigan, 3 people from the lands of Kaylee that our players inhabited and grew quite attached to, didn't you?
Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about. I didn't cry. We didn't grieve. I'm not fucking leaving her.
That series mostly used D&D 5 edition rules, but be well warned, I sometimes play around with the mechanics from other games because they are so much fun.
Variety is the spice of life.
Yeah. Just like the first campaign, the show has already started. The audience already knows more than the players because the girls do not get to hear everything that the audience does. It's a thing I do.
I did like that you say you can start here without knowing anything because...
You've already forgotten. The audience is also part of this show as well. We often call upon our listeners to voice parts, and you'll hear some of them as you go along. We'll tell you more about that and how you can become one of those voices if you wish at the end of this session if you're interested. For now, though, here's what you need to get started. This is absolutely a real play role-playing campaign and a tongue twister. It is absolutely edited to cut out the parts where we look up the rules and forget basic math because we aim to make it feel like how it feels to play and be part of the table. We want you to feel like you're part of the table too. There are short stories between different sections that tell you what is happening beyond the reach of the characters. The girls do not get to hear those. Here's what it sounds like when you get extra information from our new lore keeper.
Death Notes! In the land of Kaylee, those who die have a few ways to reach out from beyond. One of those is called a Death Note. Pretty straightforward. This note will magically travel any amount of distance between the recently departed and the receiver of the final message. Let's just say it can come as quite a shock.
That's friend of the show, Tina Kenny-Jones. I didn't know she was going to do that. But I'm running with it, and I'm very keen to figure out if it's a part of our story. Our players have made their own character sheets this time and have promised me they have read their character sheets.
Yeah, and I'm not happy with it.
You made it, though.
Yeah, no, but I want more hit points.
I have not seen their character sheets. I will be as surprised as you are. Anyway, it's time to meet them.
What's this? Armor class 9? Indy.
Yeah.
Indy.
Stacey.
And Lana.
And they're not telling you who they're playing just yet because we're going to introduce that as we get going. Before we move on to our shout-outs and things like that, we do have our Patreon supporters question. And Sadie wants to know, did any of the girls, and this is going back right to the first campaign, did any of the girls think they wouldn't enjoy D&D? When you came in, were you like, yeah, this won't last long?
Nah, I love attention. I love banter.
But you didn't know that's what it was.
And you'd get attention from you guys. And I love banter and I love fun. And I was like, what's the worst thing that can happen?
In Corey's dungeon beneath his house.
Yeah, well, Jordan was skeptical at first. I was like, you've met Corey. He's like, I don't know about this dungeon. I'm like, it's not really a dungeon. It's a garage.
I think from some perspectives, you could call me the quiet neighbour. You know, when they say, hey, he's quiet. He's quiet. I didn't know he had an entire dungeon under his house.
3 girls in it all the time.
Oh, that sounds horrible. Indy, what were you thinking?
What was the question?
So things aren't changing for you at all, are they?
Did you think you wouldn't enjoy it?
Oh, no. Not at all. I said this the other day on the quiz show as well. I don't think anything further than right now, unless it's food. So, of course,
There's
I didn't
no
think I would
preparation
enjoy
in your life at all.
I was like, of course, I'm going to have fun.
I like that.
And I have.
Alana.
I like nerdy things and geeky things, so I thought I'd enjoyed that element of it. I was worried that I wouldn't be quick enough, like quick-witted enough or like creative enough in like acting to enjoy the role play side of things. And I've actually come out of it on the other end. And I'm like, why didn't I do drama at school? Like, this is so much fun.
maybe more school drama needs to be D&D related.
I think that's
just
a great
putting
idea.
it out there. There's probably a few people who agree with that one.
In English with creative writing, I think that could be really fun too.
Yeah. All right, ladies, let's do those shout-outs. Who are you shouting out for the start of this campaign?
Brian B. I'm just going to go with Brian B just in case it is a last name.
Sure.
But thank you for following along since our 2022 pool. So you've been along for the ride for a while.
They're the people, I mean, we love every supporter, but anybody who got in at the start and is still with us,
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing, isn't it?
That is amazing.
So what?
Sorry, I just spun the wheel and I'm really excited to do mine. Sorry, that's what my face is. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be patient.
We'll be more patient.
I'm sorry, my face
Middle
is
of
loud.
a sentence.
I didn't say anything. That was just my face.
It speaks words. Volumes even. Go on.
Okay, I spun the wheel for members that have joined us in 2025 because we're doing a new campaign. I went for new members. And I got, and thank you so much for having this name, Tell Your Cat I Said pss, pss.
Oh my God, I love that.
So,
I've seen that sticker in the back of cars. Yeah.
thank you so much for supporting us and for having such a fun name.
Cats are a huge part of our story still. I don't know how I could keep them out in some way, but for whatever reason, cats are a major component of our story. They always have been.
Because in your life, and I always believe that writers, values and things manifest in their writing, that you had a cat that was so special to you. And I think that's why there's always cats in your story.
There's constant references to a particular black cat, and they're sort of just in the background. And Andy's name was Roscoe. So he's been in our story quite a few times. And I think if people ever go back to that campaign and listen through it, they'll be like, holy crap, that cat's in this thing the whole way through. But yeah. Stace, who you got?
Thomas O. I hope you don't mind if I call you Tommy O. Thank you so much for what? Thomas O.
Sounds like some sort of breakfast cereal.
It does sound like breakfast cereal.
No, it doesn't.
Everything sounds like food
It
to you,
sounds
though.
like a radio host.
I do love
Sounds
food.
like Tommy Yo.
A radio host.
Yeah.
Breakfast cereal.
breakfast show.
Thank you so much for your support, Tommy O.
And for your delicious breakfasty goods. Ladies, the moment I guess people have been waiting for. Are you ready to play?
Okay.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the enthusiasm that keeps me coming back.
It's
To be fair, we're grieving.
Yeah.
I'm grieving 148 hit points.
You 148?
Not anymore. New characters coming our way.
It's just 3 girls, a dragon, and a handful of dice. Some guys telling stories, I'm sure they'll be nice. There will be monsters and magic. and fire and ice. But it's mostly 3 girls, a dragon, and dice.
Ladies, everything around you is a pure, bright white. There is no distinction between the floor, the walls, or the roof. There is no sound, but you are aware you are not alone. Even when you speak, your voices seem different, but it does bring you comfort knowing that you're with old friends. The bright white around you feels intense, like it's watching you, like it has power, something you feel you no longer have. And then you remember why you were here.
Hi, I'm Nick Williams from the Reslayer's Take, and I play Judge Gothrin of the Celestial Court.
Order! Order! This court is returning to session.
This is a travesty!
I will have silence and decorum in my courtroom.
Are you even a real judge?
Should I remind you of the penalty for contempt in a court of the gods?
We demand justice!
Esteemed beings of the jury, I understand you have reached a unanimous verdict. Is this true?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court, herein, furthermore, and thereafter, will now receive the verdict. Lord Hammerington, is
Free the Kaylee 3!
They were warned and have received due process. Now, shall we try this again? And I warn the gallery, the question is most certainly rhetorical. Lord Hammerington, is the court satisfied the traditions of the gods have herein, furthermore, and under Article 17, subsection 42A, been upheld?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Then pass me the verdict. In the case of the people and the gods against Morrigan, Freya, and Karai, and adjudicated upon by a jury of your peers, herein, etc., for crimes against those of celestial stature, including, but not limited to, temporal treason, divine abduction, pantheocide, and ignorance of a horse in need. You have been found guilty.
Well, that's the last fucking time I try to help anyone.
So, ladies, you are indeed in some sort of celestial god prison.
Oh my God. And they call us the Kaylee 3. I love that.
Yeah, I like that.
I know.
That's good.
And you are here because of your actions in our previous campaign, but you are still playing those 3 characters, our 3 gods. Now, for new people, our 3 gods became very powerful in our last campaign and eventually saved that universe, sort of. There was a lot of stuff on the way, and that's why they're in prison for the stuff they did. And they have the capacity to, well, we'll figure that out soon. First problem is, ladies, you're in this prison. It's pure white in all directions. What would you like to do?
Yeah, we had a long rest.
Quite a long rest. That's not what they call prison, by the way. They don't go, oh.
Yeah, but it's nice to have a break.
Yeah. She's not wrong.
Fucking hell, we had a lot going on for 4 years.
Hundreds of years. We were in a loop.
We've done our time.
Yeah.
Have we got weapons?
No, you do not have weapons. You do not have power. You are as close to essence as you've ever been before.
So we've taken all our spells away from us?
Yeah, you've got no power.
Okay. I'm going to close my character sheet again.
That's then. I don't.
Right.
Can we talk to the light? If the light's kind of sentient and powerful.
You can.
Okay. Hey, light.
The response is overwhelming. It is millions of voices. You cannot make any of them out.
Oh.
You still have your skills.
Can I shapeshift still?
You don't have that skill.
Oh, fucking hell.
Can I shapeshift?
No. Why would... Yes, Indy, you're my favourite.
You can do whatever you want.
And no.
I thought so.
I'm going to reach out and touch the light.
You can't.
I can't do shit.
It doesn't seem to have a presence like you would think, like a physical presence.
Can I roll Arcana?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We're getting somewhere. Nice.
I rolled a 15 and my Arcana points are 3.
Oh, that's pretty good. Here's what you know about the prison. The walls aren't really walls, but they are boundaries. They are made up of every life form you ever took, intentionally or accidentally. If you stepped on an ant, it's here. If you swatted a fly, banished a ghoul, stabbed a dragon, they will be here, angrily imagining the life they would have had if you hadn't ended it. It's a great way to keep people imprisoned. They'd probably let you out if they didn't hate you so much.
Okay.
Feels a little bit like torture for them, but I'm assuming it's just their voice, not their actual being.
Oh no, this is where they go.
Oh, that sucks.
Bound by hate.
Yeah.
As are you.
Okay, who have we killed?
As gods, there are a lot of your actions that may not have been intentional. That would have led to a loss of life.
Can I persuade them to let us go?
Yeah, sure.
Let us go.
No, it's a no. It's Indy, you're still banking on that favourite thing. You can try, but you're going to have to do some epic work to do that.
Okay, well, I'll give it a go.
But I guess you only need to find a weakness.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, this is your persuasion roll.
Yeah, 19.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, hang on. 9 plus 9, 18.
Okay, yeah, but what are you actually doing?
Persuading them.
No, you can't just put your finger in.
You've got to make a
You've got to do something.
persuasion.
You can't just, I put my finger against the light and go, there you go.
But I rolled.
Yeah, but you didn't do anything first, so at disadvantage if you want to do
You've
that.
got to give a speech.
Okay, so I understand that you all think that we killed you intentionally.
Wow.
We're gaslighting them now.
Wow, the tone. It's not going well.
Some may have died intentionally, some may have not. So come forward if we did not intentionally kill you.
Yeah, it's a light. The light. They may have moved forward. I don't know. You won't be able to tell either. Just very bright.
Is there any way out of here?
Probably.
Okay.
No, this is the shortest campaign of all time. Get ready for campaign 3.
All right. So what if, because I've got my true resurrection, I assume if I got out of here, I'd get all
You
my
lost
powers
all your
back?
powers.
If I got out of here,
You had to sacrifice those powers
why?
because you were committed.
Well, so even if I
prison.
get out of prison, they won't just magically come back to me.
Well, you'll have to find out, but I would be surprised.
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can persuade them to let me go, I can be like, cool, let's resurrect all of you. It's not a problem. No harm, no foul.
Oh, that's a good deal. Heaps better than my persuasion.
What were you doing?
You didn't actually offer anything. If only we could have made
It's
a lovely
only
joke
better.
about, you offered them a carrot. You didn't even offer them a carrot.
You didn't do
I would say at this stage that they will not think that you can get that power back.
Well, cool. You didn't let me roll persuasion.
Roll a disadvantage then.
Okay. First of all, let me have something to say.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I can sense and feel from this energy that you guys are very angry.
You very much can.
And as Freya has said, some were killed accidentally, some were killed on purpose, blah, blah, blah. It was a war, and we're sorry about that.
It was not just the war, it was everything you've
It
done.
was everything. It's a long life. It's a long, long life that we live. However, I have a great spell that can fix all of this if you're just willing to let me go. I can literally resurrect you, and not just resurrect you. I'm not talking like you just like come back to life. No, you come back like with full limbs, with no scars, like you start new. Doesn't that sound great? Just let us out of here. I'll fix this. I promise. I'm a woman of my word, and I've never let anyone down, I promise.
You just said that to a room full of people you killed, that you've never let anyone down.
On a promise. And I never promised not
All
kill
right, there's
them.
a technicality, and they're aware of that.
I'm going to roll persuasion at disadvantage.
Well, let's see. Do you really believe that you actually will be able to get that power back?
I fully believe that once I'm out of this prison, I'm getting my powers back.
Then it won't be a deception check. You actually do believe this is going to happen.
Of course I do.
Roll away.
And I would. And, we've sorry, I was just trying to think about the time we lied to someone. We didn't. We got them what they wanted. Okay, sorry. I was like, did we get the library in that book? Yeah, we did. Okay, all right.
Nope.
Shit. All right, let's go. What am I rolling? Just normal.
I'm
Okay.
not going to make you roll a disadvantage.
Thank you.
That was very kind of me.
17.
Ooh.
Now, the trouble with this is that my persuasion is 0. So,
Still quite a good roll.
It'll just take one. There may be more who agreed to take this deal. But something in amongst all these souls that you killed, so this could be a bad one.
Yeah.
Could be an ant, has made the deal with you. You will have to bring them back.
Great.
At some time in the future.
Okay,
You may
I'm gonna
have to
write this
bring
down
someone
as
down.
an important note.
Yeah, this wasn't how I planned things to go either in my head. As you know, I don't really plan things like that.
So for this campaign,
this could be important, or it could be an ant.
I'm actually going to have a glossary of important notes. Okay?
Number 1, I owe a favor to a soul I killed.
Important note glossary.
The gap that you make from this one soul is enough, not to escape, but for something else to happen. A little slither of paper somehow makes its way into the cell. A little, like there was a little hole that person you negotiated with or made a deal with has let this piece of paper through.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Epic Tales and Critical Fails podcast. and I play the Death Note of Sir Hodges. The following is my last will, testament, and note of death. My dearest love, the days apart have been without end. It was too much to endure. By the time you read this, I will have launched myself into the depths of the place we first met. I'm sure you remember it. We rode into the center of the lake beneath that grumpy-looking mountain. We ate biscuits and cheese as the world floated by. We had such a Gouda time there. I know you love a good cheese pun. I will leave all of my belongings to you there. Everything I've been able to find that would remind you of our lives together. When you see them, I'm sure it will all make sense again. For now, the only thing that matters is this. You made a deal, a bond with a member of the Timeless, the great librarian. And when you didn't deliver, they decided to encourage you to change your mind. She might not seem strong, but she is owed many favors by those who are. She'll destroy you easily now that you are powerless again. So I stole what I could. Just little things. Things the others won't be able to use to track you down. I hope they bring you back to my arms one day. Goodbye, my love. Or should I say, Gouda-bye. That gets me every time.
Sorry, I was so busy reacting to the fact that I was like, did we ever do that for the librarian? Because we don't let anyone down only for the very next story to be like,
I know.
I'm so good at stories.
Again, for people who are just joining us, our characters made a deal in our last campaign. They made a deal with a great librarian to find something for them in some kind of vault, and then completely ignored that.
We got caught up.
Man, you should have seen the list of shit we had to do.
Well, now the list is one thing.
Okay, so who was that just talking?
That was my husband.
Your husband.
It took me halfway through to
Your
realize
husband.
it.
Your husband.
Hodges, yeah.
Hodges.
Which is hilarious because he was like, oh, you'll remember where we first met. I had my memories wiped. We discussed the fact that I had my memories wiped, and he kept forgetting that I had my memories wiped.
Perhaps that's why he gave you clues.
He did. He gave me some clues.
Gave you a really big clue there as well, I reckon.
Okay.
And that's just, I don't say, I mean, the pun doesn't work if you say Gouda.
Gouda.
But yes, you had he's possibly giving you some support there.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a wink in there, yeah.
If we go back to the lake, there's going to be all the things that we need to help.
Possibly.
Yes.
Quite possibly. First thing you got to do is get out of this
really
place.
wants to eat some cheese or something.
It's just cheese, just in general. As this happens, the Death Note absorbs all of the souls around you that are holding you in, or essence of those things, and the white light drops.
We out of prison that easy.
Yes. There's absolutely nothing else that can possibly happen.
Yeah, I thought so.
You did say in the end of our other campaign, you can't imprison a god.
Yeah, you can't be done.
It absolutely has been done.
All right, all the white lights drop.
Excuse me. Here's a little hitch in your plan. If we got imprisoned, what about all the other gods that we were fighting?
You killed them.
Yeah, but they were worse than us, so shouldn't they have gone to prison before?
You killed them.
Yeah, but why weren't they imprisoned long before we
Because they were
had
still
to kill them?
committing the crimes.
Oh, so we only step in after all is said and done, and then we jail the people
They
who
managed
helped
to
out?
they got to the end of this after it all happened and went, all right, well, we were coming to get all these other people. It turns out you're the bad ones now too. The bright white fades from your eyes and you find yourself standing on an old tall ship. Sails flapping, although there is no wind. There can't be, because this ship is flying through space. From where you stand, all sense of proportion is lost. The ship seems larger than suns, whole planets are spinning in its wake, which itself is a maelstrom of swirling galaxies and nebula. On the deck where you stand, you see many other glowing white cubes of light, other prison cells. And while you are initially mesmerized by what you see in the stars around you, another swirling mass of color draws your attention. Beyond the ship's helm is a portal unlike the many you have seen before. This one is clearly unique. It is a golden metallic sphere, floating independently and yet still bound by 5 metal pads that hover around it at different locations, always moving, never touching.
That's sick.
So you're still on the prison.
Yeah, but we can see a little more.
Yeah. There's a lovely looking golden sphere,
Okay.
which is much harder to say now that I've written it down.
Yes.
That's a hard word.
Golden 3D circle.
But we're on a ship, yeah?
You are. It's
Any
massive.
chance we can steer this ship?
There's a helm. Where would you like to go?
To the helm, where you steer ships from.
Go ahead. You spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel.
I spin the wheel.
Yeah, it turns.
As the wheel turned, something changed. Fate. As the gargantuan vessel heaved to the side, the stars and planets gently shifted in its wake, but one tiny, almost insignificant rock did not. It had been destined to hurl itself deep into a star, a red dwarf that sat alone on the edge of the less visited parts of this universe. Instead, it careened off the vessel's hull without a noise, a tail of light shimmering above the waves of eternity.
You are still flying through the heavens and space. It doesn't seem right. The ship seems bigger than planets. Planets seem small. As I said, they're spinning in its wake
I
behind.
think we should go towards the sphere.
Should we go through it?
Let's go.
We may as well.
Let's go to the
Portal.
sphere.
See where it goes.
What will you do?
Well, we need to go to this lake, don't we?
Yeah. Let's think about the lake as we go through the sphere. Maybe that's how it works. Maybe it's a special god portal only for gods. We're gods. And then we just think really, really hard about it.
Lake under the Grumpy Mountain?
I mean, if that's all you're thinking of, Lake under Grumpy Mountain,
Well, hold
and
on.
you touch the sphere.
I want to go towards the sphere and go, Mount Gouda! Like as if that's a...
Just stand in front of it and yell Mount Gouda. Okay, absolutely zero happens.
And fly through it.
We're going to jump
oh,
through
you
it.
jump into it?
Yeah, that's what
You
it is.
bounce off.
Oh, what? Okay, so there's 5 moving parts to this sphere.
Metal pieces that spin around the outside of it.
Do we need to put them together in order to be able to use the golden sphere? Like, do we
Is there a
to
puzzle?
go through it? Is it a puzzle?
You want to go look at them?
Yeah,
Yes.
I do.
They do have 5 different symbols on them. A full lined hollow circle, a dotted circle, a circle of dashes, a full semicircle on one side and a dashed semicircle on the other side, and just a solid circle.
They're moon phases.
What was the first one?
That's an interesting way to look at it. A full lined hollow circle,
Full line.
like a lined on the outside but hollow in the middle.
A circle.
But hollow in the middle because the other one's solid. They seem to be blacked out, so you can see the symbols, but they look like they could be lit, but they have no light. The sphere itself, now that you're closer to it, it's like not really a single color, but like trillions of little golden dots.
Interesting. So maybe if we touch them, they will be there. They're locations of where we need to go.
Which one would you like to touch?
We need to figure out. Yeah, but I'm scared to touch it because I think that could be like the key to go through the portal.
Could be. Got to do something. Oh, you don't have to do something. You can go back into the cell. I mean, you sounded like you enjoyed it at the start. Oh, we just needed some time off. Which one do you want to touch?
I want to touch the full circle.
Okay. Absolutely nothing happens on the one you touch. Well, not entirely nothing happens. It pushes in a little bit, but when you do press it, 5 more pads appear. These ones have no symbols on them, but they lock into ones that are already there, and it covers up more of the golden sphere.
Oh. It
So
closes
it's
it.
stopping us.
It covers more of it up, yeah.
Which one was the one that you touched?
That was the full circle.
That was filled in?
Yeah.
They look like they're kind of engraved into the metal, but they do look like perhaps they are not powered up.
And with no skills to power them.
As the one with the better arcana, can I do an arcana check?
Sure.
What's your arcana?
+9.
Oh, yes, good.
Maybe you should have been arcanaing left, right, and centre before.
I arcana'd a couple times. To be fair, I didn't know I needed my old character sheet. It's actually a fluke that I brought it today.
True, you did make us do new characters.
All right. 15 +9.
You are aware of what the portal is, and that golden spear is made of trillions of little golden dots. If you could get in close enough to them, you'd see they're the faces of individuals, all forms of sentient life as well. Anybody who can think, anybody who can exist, anybody who can offer themselves to gods, potentially as hosts.
Oh, souls.
Okay.
Very good.
Not souls, they live.
They're hosts. They are hosts, which means we
like
can
our
be
followers.
hosted.
Okay.
Some of them will be your followers.
We need to find the ones that are our followers. We need to figure out which ones are for us.
What you would know is that what is normally happens here is that when gods are released from this prison, because you can be, this is their path back to the real world. They go back into people, they become new gods again. They learn how to be empathetic, etc., whatever they need to do in order to be great gods, so that you can be rehabilitated. But you also know that this sphere, as lovely as it looks, isn't working. It's not powered up.
Okay. Well, I'm going to roll investigation to see if I can find anything else around the ship that looks like it would help power up the ship?
I tell you what we might do. It's the thing we do whenever we start a new campaign. You get new dice.
That's
And
exciting.
You do have new dice here. Let's just roll with the new dice.
Yeah,
Ladies,
give us
in
some
front
better
of you,
juju.
I hid them to the side of you too, and they've been there for a while.
Presents.
But you have a dice box. These are your new dice, and Coop picked them for you.
Oh, they're adorable.
This is heavy.
Mine, yeah, they are heavy. Look at that.
Everybody got new heavy dice so you can hear them when they're rolling. That makes my life easier when I edit.
That's cool.
We'll post those online on our Instagram, which is the best place to follow along with us if you want to know what's going
This is
on.
awesome.
But
Thank
new
you.
dice, and if again, for people who don't know, Coop's my son. He has always been part of this show in some way. And this time we went off to the shops and we got you some of the lovely dice.
Show me yours. Oh my God, Lana, I love that.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Like
I love
confetti.
those. That's really cool.
Show me. I missed.
Ooh.
All right, so with fresh new dice. How'd you go?
Oh, not well.
What did you roll?
6 and 8.
Coop picked the wrong dice.
He'll be thrilled to know he's let you down.
Yeah.
Look, even at the bare minimum, when you look around this ship, you can tell that it doesn't use power in the normal way. It's a magical ship, obviously. But it was covered in other cells just like your own. So you can see cubes everywhere of other people who've been imprisoned and what they've been imprisoned by.
So they would have obviously gotten off the ship.
No, those ones are still here. Anyone that's a cube, they're still in that cube.
Oh, okay.
That light cube.
Yeah.
But we just managed to convince our light cube to lower the shields. And now we can.
Or you managed to convince one out of
one.
all of them that you would give. You promised to resurrect one.
And I will, and I've written it down in my important glossary.
Yeah, I've written it down as well. Yeah,
It says.
that's definitely coming back.
Without forgiveness, we are all bound by the mistakes we have made. We let them wind around our minds and drag down our better angels until they gasp for air. They drown in deep pools of our own self-pity. With forgiveness, though, attentions are turned elsewhere. The search for happiness lifts us beyond the dark seas, and we find joy and purpose. But there was no forgiveness here. The being that stood aside was, perhaps, not one of great power. Not now. But darkness can still be found in the smallest shadows.
What we also learned is that we owe a favour to a librarian, so we should really sort that shit. Because she's powerful and more powerful than us at this point.
And she's scared. Scary. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
She's
I don't think she's
I'm
scared.
scared.
No,
I
she's
think we
not.
should be scared.
The golden dots that you mentioned before, sorry, are they on the spheres or around the
They
spheres?
are the sphere.
They are, okay.
I can't exactly see it. Can you just explain it to me again?
On the ship's deck, there is an elaborate device. It kind of looks like a giant globe, you know, the ones with the Earth in them, and the map. You can spin them.
I know the ones.
Yeah. So it's a huge golden sphere, very large, like 2 meters, and it's spinning around slowly. And spinning around it are little metal pieces about the size of your hand. And each of those is like a hexagonal shape. They're going around the outside of that, and they have little marks on them.
Maybe this is where once the gods have been rehabilitated and they've gotten out of prison legally, that they kind of start again here. So maybe we need to like repent or apologize to charge up the spheres.
I like that. Plead our case.
You pled your case. You had a court case. You lost.
Admit our guilt.
No.
I mean,
Legally, I recommend against doing that at all times.
My lawyer just came in and went, I do not recommend that. Deny.
or like apologize for our wrongdoings.
Stop.
Or is that still a position of guilt?
No.
Can we get some kind of celestial lawyer? Because that'd be fucking hilarious.
Just appears next to you.
He just appears every now and goes.
My clients would
I'm gonna
like
have
to end
recommend that.
this campaign immediately.
Don't answer that.
I just feel like there's something that would charge it, and we touched it already, so it doesn't seem like we charge it.
No.
You've got nothing to give. Well, you might have stuff to give, I guess.
Should we try and talk
Is
to
it like
it?
fairies? Like, I do believe in resurrection. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm not sure.
But you could try it on your own over there. Just away from us, please.
Okay, should we try and at least establish who our followers might be, or ask if there's any willing hosts to take us on? And maybe they need, maybe the connection needs to happen.
Well, your Arcana roll from before is good enough for you to realise that these are just representations of people who are potential hosts for gods.
Oh, okay.
So what you're trying to say is there's no power in the sphere.
Oh, there's definitely no power in the sphere.
But there's power somewhere on this ship for us to power it up.
Can we just search the ship?
Yeah, we started doing that.
I started, but
Oh, we
I didn't
did?
roll
Yeah.
really well.
No, just saw all those big glowing cubes.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't mean I can't go investigate the ship.
Go
though.
ahead.
Okay, and with my Cooper dice, I'm rolling investigation. And Cooper loves me because that's a 19.
Nice.
Plus 2.
I assume you're going to look at places that that Freya didn't look.
Obviously.
Okay, so you push aside the...
Unless I'm like, now that I'm looking.
Yeah. I'll give like a man look.
Yeah,
when
it's
we
like
go to
when
the
John's
fridge.
like, where's the chocolate syrup? I've got no chocolate syrup. And I'm like, if I have to get up and it's right in front of you, I'll be fucking fuming. It's not there. I've looked everywhere. And then I get up and I literally just reach for it. It's like at eye level.
Well, this is my thing about fridges. Fridges are designed incorrectly.
Obviously, this is the fridge, yeah.
Fridges should be long and thin. They should only be one row deep. There should
I
be
agree with
nothing
that.
behind. So it should be a wall fridge that goes from one side to the other, and I can just walk along it, and I do not have to look behind something else.
Same with pantries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have a rule in D&D that if something's behind something else, it is completely hidden. It doesn't, even if you can clearly see it from where you are, no, it's the row behind. And as you push aside the many glowing, powerful white cubes that hold people inside them, you see other ones glowing powerfully with power.
Do we push one of the cubes through the...
Oh, thank fuck.
I just thought that was a moral.
I was writing down glowing powerfully. And when he emphasized that in my eyes, I underlined it. I was like, yeah.
Oh my God, is it going to be like this?
No, we're just
The
warming
clue
up.
was there is a powerful stuff everywhere.
Okay,
Yeah, but they're
And there's nothing
containing-
else.
They're holding people, and
Yeah,
I felt
that's
like
what I
it
was
was
thinking.
immoral.
It's like a sacrifice,
It
to be
is
honest.
immoral. It does sound like you're about to do something horrible. Why
But
would I
if
put you in that
we-
situation straight away?
If we push a cube through that sphere, is it going to release that other god in there?
Wow, that is a really good question.
And it is.
He's not going to answer it. He's just going to make
I
us
don't
do
know
it.
the answer to that.
Oh, fuck off. Yes, you do.
I do.
You're doing that face.
I'm doing that little face that says, yeah, I really do.
Is there any way for us to find out who is in those glowing cubes?
Just shake it. I don't know. You were all in one a second ago. You know what crimes you committed. Maybe they're not guilty either.
Look, you know what? The worst case is they're free.
The worst case is that we release something else that we have to fucking try and
then go back to prison for.
I feel like this is like a never-ending list. Maybe we just stay on the boat.
Can we push
And
it?
we live forever there.
Can we push our own cube? Is our own cube still
Your
there?
cube's gone. You're free of your cube.
We're gone, yeah.
Nah, screw it.
Okay, we've got to try and figure out what cube. I can't just release some fucking demigod
Okay,
into...
can we roll perception to see an option of cubes that we could pick from?
They all look exactly the same.
Oh, so they're not like some brighter because there's more souls in there that are...
Great question, but the answer is no.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love the concept that they've gone, hey, and if you're really powerful, your prison cell looks brighter.
It's
Well,
spectacular.
no, I thought like
Yeah.
if you've killed more people, then
No.
there's more souls, so therefore it's brighter.
There's no
No
names.
Pablo Escobar prison, which will make sense to a very small number of people.
Okay.
There's like no names or identifying factors to
plaques.
these cubes.
Nothing.
Filing cabinet.
Nothing at all.
So, sorry, how many powerful glowing cubes am I looking at? 3, did you say?
Oh, the
No,
ship
many.
is covered in them.
Yeah,
There are
heaps.
hundreds of cubes. They're quite small. Some of them are stacked.
Okay, I'm just going to grab
anyone.
a small cube and I'm going to throw it through the golden sphere and I'm going to... Hang on.
Let me walk it back a little bit,
Girls,
Yes,
are we going to Mount Gouda?
which doesn't exist.
which is not a place.
Girls, are we going to the lake under the Grumpy Mountain?
Yes.
Yep.
Hopefully.
This is not Ghostbusters. You can't just say, don't think of the Marshmallow Man and you won't go there. It's the opposite of that. Just thinking of a place won't just take you there.
Should we all go through it once or is it one at a time kind of thing?
Yeah, is it like 1 cube per
Oh,
person?
great. Separate the party immediately.
No.
Yet again.
Okay, let's all
I'm
hold
just
the
thinking, how
cube.
big is this thing?
I imagine the cube on the ship to be like, because like it's magic, right? It's like,
It's definitely magic. Yeah.
yeah, so we can pick it up.
Oh, no, it's bigger than you.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm sick of this shit.
Oh, based on the... I thought it
What
was
type
small.
of character are you going to play this time round?
A jaded one.
I'm just pissed.
Oh, I thought we couldn't pick it up because it was bigger than us, so I thought we
No,
were
that's
all...
the sphere. The golden sphere is massive. The cubes are only small.
I asked about the cube. That's what I said. Is it
My
cube?
apologies. The cubes are small.
Okay.
I misheard. This is how that feels 15 times a minute.
How dare you point out things that are inherently true?
So, yes, the cubes are small enough. The sphere is not. And you're rolling a D100. And it says...
91.
Ooh, I'll just write that down for no particular reason.
Did you like make a grid of like 100 options?
I had a feeling you did.
91.
91.
We're really going to do something bad and then we're going to retract and try and undo the things that we've done. Anyway, carry on.
Look at you resigned to it already.
The difference with this campaign is that
Fine.
we're already defeated because nobody's bullshit is, you know? So we're like,
know.
we don't want to do it because we know what you do with that information, Corey.
And because it's precisely how the last one started, you caused problems before they began.
Yep. And now I know
Now I'm
of
letting
the
you
problems
cause the
that
problem.
I'm causing. Yeah. Thank you.
You hold hands and push the cube into the portal, and it powers up. You can tell because the 5 pads There's now 10 on there, but 5 had symbols on there. The symbols all light up now. And 5 more pads come on into existence, and so it blocks more of the golden sphere. You can see less of it. There are still gaps, though.
So we're going to get through the gap. Girls, I think we're going to jump through. Otherwise, this sphere will be gone.
Go, go, go. And we dive in.
Love that.
You all jump into the portal and bounce straight off it. And 5 more pads appear. From where you are right now, you know that you could probably only get away with doing that 2 more times.
Well, I'm just thinking that we are the problem. No, there's something going on with
We
this.
are often the problem.
Yeah.
I just went, we're the problem. No, absolutely not. I retract that immediately.
I'm also thinking you guys are the problem, but...
So we need to grab at one of the symbols to take it through.
I'm going to grab the dotted circle.
The dotted circle.
Yeah.
Dotted, not dashed.
Dotted.
I'll grab the dashed.
This seems like a godly thing. I'd like to do a religion check.
Yeah, probably should have done it before they touched it.
Hey, well, I'm not touching it.
Roll me a religion check.
Thank you. It's a 17 plus 9.
You recognize each of these dotted and dashes as the outside of tattoos that people from all over the place wear. The tattoos allow people to talk to each other. And as you see the other 2 touch them, they go into the portal. But as they go in, you can see the tattoo burning on their shoulders in the exact shape of the one they've just selected.
Different ones to each other.
They did pick different ones
Excellent.
to each other, yes. So,
I thought
Freya,
that.
Well, you thought that.
Thought that might have been an issue.
Freya, you have a new tattoo on your shoulder, a circle of dashes. Corinne, you have a circle of dots in your metaphysical bodies. Because they don't look like real bodies.
No, here's my thinking. I'm wondering if it's like blood donation. So I'm wondering if the solid one can communicate with all.
What are you touching?
Yeah, you should definitely go that solid circle.
Touch it.
Fair
Or a
logic.
solid filled one.
Or you grab both. Because then you can get 2 tattoos.
Yeah.
And you can communicate with both of us, but we can't talk to each other.
Yeah, you got to be the mediator.
Oh, God. That sounds horrible.
Or fantastic.
Yeah, I'll roll my eyes and touch both the ones that the girls touched, one with each hand.
I don't mean, I think you should go for the full circle.
Oh.
Yeah, go full. Mix it up.
Stick with what I was thinking instead of, you were convincing me.
Sorry. He changed the rules.
Okay. I changed nothing. And they can't talk to you. They have left.
I know.
All you can hear is them going, wee!
New tattoos!
Wow.
Now they're in prison, we're fucking getting all our tats back.
Can I?
Yeah.
My skag
Prison
tag.
tats. A tear on my
Prison
face
tats.
for all the gods that I've killed.
Okay, in the spirit of me doing smart things before just blindly touching things, can I roll like either a history or a religion or something or arcana to figure out if I know that, like, if one of the circles allows me to communicate with everyone?
What you do know is that these absolutely do represent the gods.
Yeah.
The outside of all tattoos represents the gods, and means that if you have that particular tattoo, the gods can be listening. That particular god can be listening to your experiences, and that if you have the shared tattoo with someone else, you can listen within range to their thoughts. The big problem you might have at this stage is when you last knew of the religious pantheon that you came from, it was in a state of flux.
Yep.
You may not know who those gods are anymore.
Oh, true. All right, I'm gonna stick with my first instinct, which was the solid line, hollow middle.
Done. As you touch it, you find yourself flying through these golden strands that the sphere is made of, these dots. You're pushing them aside, and even amongst important portals, this portal was, well, important. Those that made these gateways for the gods resisted the urge to call them portals, but you can probably guarantee there had been at least one meeting about it. Now, some gods don't really need such methods of transport. Otherwise, there wouldn't be much value in being omnipotent. But you'd be surprised just how many gods aren't particularly godly. Some gods find themselves solely responsible for fish, for example, while others are responsible for the pun you just missed. That's it, just puns. There were gods of light and sound and hope and dreams, and just as many for the less important things you've otherwise spent most of the day not thinking about, like what shoe shine is made of, or why cows chose moo as their go-to keyword. And there are gods for portals too, determining who goes through and who does not, where they go and where they don't. And just by chance, this one, today, at this very moment, looked the other way. And then the girls who were gods were gone.
I think you're on mute.
Workday starting to sound the same.
I think you're on mute. Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to help you make the most of your summer with Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer worth playing for. Play for it with the guys when you're competing to see who can sink more birdies on the golf course, because winning tastes even better with Ultra on the line. Play for Ultra. Fill your fridge with Michelob Ultra this summer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
You each land with a thud. Not like you have fallen very far, though, maybe less than a few feet. All right? But enough that people around you move to help. Indy.
Yep.
Freya, you have fallen into a puddle, which is shimmering beneath you as you raise yourself up. As it settles, you see a face, and it is not your own. Instantly, you recall who you have become with both their memories and your own intact. Can you describe who you see?
I see a stunning.
First thing I can tell you is...
Mate, she's hot. So I've got this, like, a long strawberry blonde...
She's so hot you can't speak.
Copper?
This is worrying.
Yeah, let's go copper. Copper hair, like tan skin, freckly, these amazing bright blue eyes. Stunning. And I'm just going to sit there.
Look at yourself. You're like, ooh, girl.
Oh my God. Yeah, and that's it. Just going to wait there.
It's just like, I could be a while.
Really? What are you wearing?
Someone tries to drag me away. Are you okay? I'm not done yet. I'm not done.
So, a bit narcissistic, but we have our first character. Now, as I said, you do know her name. And you know everything about her.
Yeah.
Because I don't. This time I know nothing of your backstories, which will be fun when I try to weave them together.
Yeah.
But what is her name?
Her name is Rue.
Okay. Rue. And what do we know about Rue?
Rue is a ranger, and she's quite different to Freya. Not necessarily a thief, but she's more Robin Hood-like.
Okay.
Rather than...
Just stealing for the sake of it.
Just stealing for the sake of it.
Cares about others?
Yes. She's very healing in her nature, and tends to look out for others that she meets along the way.
Wow, she is different.
Very, very different.
Unless she sees a reflection.
Unless she sees a reflection. She's like, wow,
whoa,
different.
Whoa.
Yeah. Stunning black cape, bow. I'm seeing this.
Excellent.
Quite
Well,
nice.
you are pushing away from a puddle on the ground, cobblestone streets, and we'll come back to you in a second because Stacey / Karin / Karai, all the people you have been before, that's not who you see. You also fall to your knees on the same cobblestone road. You're not too far away from each other.
Great.
Right next to a broken bottle. And it rocks back and forth as though it was recently dropped. You may have knocked it off by just in your appearance.
Mm-hmm.
To the side of the label, which holds like a larger piece of glass together, you see your reflection.
In the broken glass?
In the broken glass.
Oh, how fitting, because she is tortured.
Oh, no.
So when I look into the glass, I see a petite, fair-skinned, button-nosed young girl. Should only be about like 19, 20 at best. Or so she looks.
Right.
So she looks. She has a big, black, massive hair that's just like everywhere. Like it's hivey, it's wavy, it's It's everywhere. It's
Out of
huge.
control?
Out
or
of control.
in control? Out of control.
No, it's like out of control. Think, for the sake of metagaming, like Amy Winehouse, like
Yep.
big black hair.
No,
and
she lives here.
Decorated.
She's here.
Well, then
So-
she's her icon.
Yeah.
And then within all the hair, she has like these butterflies that, are they real? Are they not real? Are they like shimmers? Are they illusions? Who knows? But they kind of not nest, I don't want to say. They just kind of
I can see that.
grace her hair.
They are part of her.
They're kind of part of her. She is a fairy warlock, but there's something wrong with her. Instead of fairy rings, she only has shadows of wings.
Yeah.
They're not there. They're not real. It's like someone's taken her wings. It's like her wings are like they're not there. Like when you look at her, you see like shadows, but they're not physical. You couldn't touch them. She couldn't use them. Just like
She sounds adequately tormented.
she's completely tormented. So everyone almost knows that she's been damaged in some way and she's forced to live amongst everyone else outside of her fairy realm.
But she's like little.
No, she's still petite. Like, let's say she's only like 5 foot, right?
Oh, okay. So,
Like
yeah,
she
I
is
getcha.
petite.
Well, that sounds tragic already, and I'd.
Am I allowed
look
to have
forward-
that?
Yeah, all that says yes.
Okay, cool. Oh, her name is a very common name in the fairy world. It's Thistle.
Oh.
This will go well. Thank you. I just.
No, I don't
There's
like the
already a
name.
pun.
Oh.
What? No, Thistle. I stand by.
I like Thistle.
You know what else? Rue. I rue the day.
I'm going to ruin you.
You're like, no, I actually made it better. And both of these people have tattoos, as you probably would be expecting at this stage, but you both have differing tattoos. So when you land, and if you you can use these things to talk to each other, that doesn't work for you because you got different ones. Lana, you are also Morrigan, also about to be someone else.
Mm-hmm.
You are standing in a bookshop, looking out a window. You can see 2 women getting up from the ground outside. You know what they look like because they were just described to you. And you also feel like you know who they are straight away
Oh, that's handy.
because you do know who they are. You smile, and then you notice that you're looking through your own reflection. What do you see?
I am Bridget. I am am I describing what I see? Like what I look like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, I'm...
you can smell yourself as well, I assume. But any sense you wish to use.
I smell like spices and tea. I am only 3'3". I'm a halfling. I have...
I would hope so. Otherwise, it's just awkward. I'm a Goliath. They're normally 8 foot tall. I'm just not.
Yeah. I am an older woman. I'm like white hair. I've got hazel eyes. I'm wearing bright, like colourful bohemian clothing, and I've got my hair like half up, half down. I've got a paintbrush through my bun, my top knot.
Oh, nice.
She's like every kid's art teacher dream, you know?
And I'm carrying lots of different bags that are full to the brim
They're
with
tote bags, aren't
snacks.
they?
From every place she's visited.
Totes.
And hooked onto my belt, I've got like an iron tea kettle and an umbrella and a cast iron frying pan.
Well, there you go, everybody. These are the characters the girls have chosen to play. And for a second then, you honestly did think I was going to make you play the same characters as before after making you write down new characters, didn't you?
Yeah.
You honestly thought, what a jerk. He made us go away. Yeah. And you make characters so you can see how hard it is. It's not hard. It's so much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Lana.
Hi.
In our worlds, books can talk. In the bookshop, you hear something.
Hi, I'm Ella from the UK, and I play the Grand Librarian. Yoo-hoo! Yes, of course I'm talking to you. Over here, on the box, on the back, where the blurb goes. Tacky bit of marketing malarkey, if you ask. Damn it. Okay, now I'm over here. I can't stay on one book for long. No, I don't know why, or I would have done something about it. But instead, I just keep bouncing around from one book. Over here now. Oh, great. Hey, you! Front cover. Get their attention, will you?
Hello, I'm Tails from the Night. But Tails is spelled like the other type of Tails. You know, a homonym. Anyway, she's on the back. Nope. She's gone.
Oh, ow! She's over here. Ow! In the teen angst section. I'm a book about vampires. No, that won't narrow it down. It also has kissing and betrayal, and some mild hands over the pant excitement. No, still doesn't help, does it?
No.
She's over here now. On me. The Guide to Kaylee. Post-Apocalypse Edition. Brand new. $29.95. Which doesn't really mean anything because here we use gold, silver, and bronze. But still, a bargain.
Hurry up. I don't have much time.
Ladies, you hear the very person you owe a favour to, the Grand Librarian. As she's bouncing around, you can still hear her talking. The first thing she says as she bounces to another book and another book is that she's impressed by what Sir Rogers was able to do. He was able to get you here. So you would already know that therefore Sir Rogers has had to deal with her in the past.
Yeah.
Only Biddy is inside the bookshop at this stage. What would you like to do?
So we're on the street and Biddy's in the bookshop.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can see each other as you get up.
Okay.
I mean, you can't because there's another reflection.
Yeah. I'm like trying to take my eyes away from.
Yeah.
Okay. So Biddy waves at the girls and then turns to find the last book that the Grand Librarian's voice was coming from, which was the Guide to Kaylee Post-Apocalypse Edition, which is horrifying.
Where would you expect to find that?
That would be in the
travel section.
Yeah, travel section. I was going to say the guidebook section, but travel section.
All right. Give me a roll for, you pick which skill you'd like to use. And those people who are new amongst us and learning to play, this list of skills the players have gives them opportunities to think about what they'd like to do next. They roll a d20. I decide whether or not they're going to succeed based on a number I invent. They add that d20 to one of their modifiers. And if it's higher or equal to, they get to do the thing they said they want to do. So right now, what would you like to do?
I feel like this is a basic looking around thing. So I'm going to go perception.
Yeah.
Which is not 0 this game.
Is it not?
Because I got to build my own stat.
It's like my favourite go-to joke. So what is your perception? 0. What is it now?
18 plus 2. So that is 20.
In the travel section, very quickly in the travel section, which, by the way, this pisses me off because I wrote down a truckload of books from other sections. When you get to the travel section, you can see the first one, Around the World in 80 Days. Sorry, Around the World in 80 Ways. It's a guide to Kaylee's portals.
Oh.
The Adventures of Huckleberry and Finn, 3 halfling mountain climbers. Into the Mild. It's how to go to places without being scared.
Into the Mild.
And there's the Guide to Kaylee. And the Guide to Kaylee Apocalypse Edition.
Mm-hmm. And I listened, so it's the Apocalypse Edition that
So you can, yes. The only reason they're both there is in case someone didn't listen. You can indeed grab a copy of the Guide to Kaylee. The Guide to Kaylee is a book that talks to you, and if you ask it locations, it will tell you about those locations. Ooh. In this situation on the back, for now, where the blurb is, a whole bunch of words. They are as the Great Librarian speaks, the words write themselves in the blurb. She finds this very embarrassing. She is a member of the Timeless, one of the most powerful creatures to exist without being a god, and yet she's been reduced to this. And I will say, by your actions. Mm-hmm. That's what she thinks anyway. What would you like to ask her?
Hello there, librarian. It's been a while, I feel. I do apologise. It's taken us a while to get back to you. I know we have to go to the vaults, but how else can we help you?
And she's gone from the back of that book almost immediately. She cannot control where she is. By the way, the other two are still outside in the street looking at themselves. But I just want to make that clear.
I didn't do that. No, I was just going to be like really excited to see my friends give me a cuddle. Like, hey, we made it, yay. But I'm just waiting for her to finish her moment with herself.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is carrying on a bit now. But you watched as a group of very serious looking individuals wearing strangely bright and elaborate robes storm past you and into the bookshop. One goes to the lady behind the counter and accosts her. She looks like just a young elven woman. You can't hear the conversation, but the others start tapping rings on their fingers. Sorry, that's fingers?
No, that is the correct pronunciation.
Okay, so tapping rings on their
fantasy
fingers.
world. They can be called something else.
All right, I don't want to make that canon, but from now on, fingers are called fungus.
Fungus.
They tap on their fingers and books start flying off shelves. They seem to be vaguely looking for something, but not really trying that hard. But something has pissed them off. Unfortunately now, the books are all over the place. You now hear the librarian calling out from somewhere in the room. I'm in. What's this book called? She yells to the book, and the book says, I'm the perks of being an actual flower. Thank you. Written by Sunflower.
To come up
there you go,
ones.
Sunflower.
Oh, you're funny.
And now you have to figure out what section of this room that would be in.
Like horticulture.
was there Biddy looks for the gardening section?
Yeah.
You need to come into the building,
like
girls.
home-
I waved at
home-
you.
Yes. All right. So
Home
I'm,
improvement.
I'm coming inside. I just take one last look at myself.
So the entire campaign is just you at the
we
start of
just-
each episode finding a mirror.
Can we make sure all doors are made of wood? There's no
You're not
glass in
wrong.
the windows.
I'm really worried
no
about this.
reflective surfaces.
Well, you let me create myself, so obviously I'm going to be
Didn't have
very
a clue
attractive.
that you'd be like, I'm just going to be so hot I can't take my eyes off myself.
And I actually almost changed my character design when she sent through an inspiration picture for her character because I was like, I need to be younger so I can romance her character. But I was too invested by that point.
It's a worry. And if you want to find out how hot she is, it seems awkward to send people off to look at pictures of this character, but probably on Instagram or on Patreon, one of those sort of places, there will be a picture of this person looking at themselves. What would you like to do, ladies?
Well, obviously head inside the bookshop, and I've heard them say perks of being an actual flower, so I'm going to look for like the horticultural
You think it's in the horticulture
gardening
section?
section.
I think it's like in the home maintenance improvement section.
Okay, you
Like
can both
Better
give
Home
me...
and Gardens, you
that
know?
makes some
Oh,
sense
yes.
too. You can both give me a roll.
Yep.
Well, if they've gone there, I think Biddy will spread out and I'll go to the self-improvement section.
Perks of being an actual flower.
Yeah.
/ the perks of being a
I actually
sunflower.
don't hate that.
It's a good book. It's a good film.
Was this perception, sorry?
Yes.
Cool.
How do we go? We'll start with Rue.
Oh, it was a solid 2 plus 3.
Would you say it's a solid number 2?
It was a solid number
Hilarious.
2. That's not very nice at all.
I just got it.
I know. It was a solid nodding and then go.
A solid number 2.
She's hot, but she's gross.
Hey, everybody poops. It's in the self-improvement section.
No, you didn't find anything at all, unfortunately. You just found... what section did you go to?
Horticulture.
Horticulture. I'm going to say that's right next to the food section, so you found Life of Pies.
I love it.
Thistle.
I got an 8.
You got an 8. Plus anything? Is there a modifier
No,
involved?
this dickhead character has 0 perception modifier.
Excellent. Someone's got to. Otherwise, I won't get to have my joke every single
True.
time of going, what's your perception then?
Yeah.
0.
0.
Felt good.
Well, what did I find?
Oh, man,
Give me a
I
fun
didn't have
title.
any random horticultural books written
Well,
down.
you
So I'm trying to find one right now. Maybe one of the other books got blasted in this section, but I don't really have any. You know what? One of the food books came in. Moby Dips. 50 salsa sauces and tsatsikis. I knew I made a bit too fun. Moby Dips.
Moby Dip.
Thank
Don't know
you.
how you do it.
Change 2 letters.
I was like better gnomes and gardens. Because I was in the home improvement section.
Yeah. Okay, fine. You be a
That's
DM.
just what I would have said.
It's just, okay.
I'd love to. Okay, everyone.
We have asked for this. People have seen your work.
That's not good.
It's frightening. It wasn't bad. It was frightening. Biddy.
Biddy's a much better roller than Morrigan.
Ooh.
Or maybe it's the dice that Cooper's got me. I rolled a 20 plus 2.
What? You took my juju.
Do you know how many other books I've written down for you to search through so you
Biddy's
don't
lived
find
her
it?
life. She's experienced.
All right, you do find you've already gathered the guide to Kaylee and I assume popped it in one of your many.
Yes, yeah.
Well, that would be stealing though, and I don't know if I don't want to put you in that position.
No,
so
it's in a bag ready to purchase.
That's what I
it's
thought.
Fine.
And this shop does sell tote bags. It's a bookshop, so of course it does.
I'm trying to remember I put gold in mine.
But the people in the room are busily looking around, and you managed to go. What section did you go to?
Self-improvement.
I didn't write books down for every section. I want to make that clear. But I'm just going to go with this one, actually, because all the books have been knocked around and they're flying everywhere. This is from another one from the Teen Angst section. This is called All the Things That Happened to Me, Just Me, Volume 7.
Just me? Poor me. Just me.
Written by someone called Ashley Indigo Winters.
Oh my God.
And on the back is the blurb, which is also the Great Librarian. What else would you like to ask them?
They didn't answer my question before.
Oh, what was the question before?
What can we do to help you?
Yeah, yeah.
We understand.
Oh, it's you're not helping me. You're doing what you're told. You're doing what you said last time. You are finding what I asked you to find in the vault. And I will make sure of it. Because I have 3 things you want too.
Okay, what's that? I like things.
Oh, well, you may know her personally. Of course you do. A young lady called Freya.
I do know her.
I have her.
You have her?
I do. The people who owe me favors do the things I ask them to do, including you. You would do me the favor you promised.
You do realize that she didn't actually... Okay, whatever.
Biddy, I know who you really are, of course. And I have Morrigan, too. And Karin.
Yeah, I definitely saw that coming when you said 3 and you said those other 2. I used my context clues to.
No, I couldn't find her. I just want to let you know I couldn't find her. You don't have to do this if you don't want to.
Oh!
So you can step in. No, of course I have her.
I was going to help anyway.
I wasn't sure you would. Last time you made a promise. Do you remember? You promised.
Yep, we're going to get the thing from the vault. Then we got a little caught up in, I don't know, the fucking end of all universes and times.
Which turned out fine, as I said it would.
Because we were
Apart
there.
from the apocalyptic horrors behind me that everyone is still trying to recover from. You may remember this town.
Well, I just think it's really interesting that you're being this bitter because while we're in, fucking God prison, we negotiated a way out to find you. And here we are to fulfill our promise.
Yes. Sir Hodges did what he was told.
Yes. And we're here. We were trying to break out before
And
we even got
she's
that letter.
gone.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so we need to get the thing out of the vault.
Let's go to the vault.
We need to figure out where the vault is. We probably should have asked her.
Well, there are other books.
Yeah, I don't think we're at the end of our books.
We're going to find her again.
I mean, I haven't even got to Donut Quixote. In the foot. Don
Nice.
Quixote.
No.
You don't know Don Quixote?
No.
Love Don Quixote. It's a great book. And a man who rides a donkey through the Netherlands, and rides a donkey, and he thinks all the windmills in the land are monsters, and he fights them. But he's really just someone who is. We have this wonderful phrase that I love. It's called tilting against windmills, and it means when you fight something you can't defeat, but you fight because you think it's the right thing to do anyway. But you're going to lose.
Seems weird.
But in the meantime, Donut Quixote is a pun.
Seems like he was on acid.
Well, yeah, he was going nuts. It's a good story.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
We need to get to the vault. We need to find the librarian again so we can ask her where the vault is.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
specifically what in the vault.
Yeah. Did you say specifically again? Are we doing that again?
I am.
Specifically.
Excellent.
It'll always carry from campaign to campaign.
Well, it's the same character, so
It's a universal hilarious.
I love that we have a god who mispronounces one word and he's never fixing it. It's like everyone else, you
Yeah.
get on board.
I
If
love it.
anything, everyone else is wrong.
Yeah.
It is. I know. It's just great. Specifically.
Okay, give me a roll and we'll see if you can track her down.
Is that all of us?
Yeah. If you all want to find.
18.
All right. Rue. You hear her calling out from across the room. I wonder how many books I've got left. It's in the food section again. She's got Eat, Pray, Love, Eat Again. It's a sequel. And you pick that one up straight away, and on the back is the blurb. What do you want to know? Come on, hurry. This is going to keep happening clearly.
Tell us where the vault is. We will go there straight away and we will get it for you.
The vault is beneath the Northman's ruins.
Beneath the Northman's ruins.
Yep.
And what is in that vault? Is it... Okay, you don't need to tell us what's in the vault. You can...
I'm not telling you what's in the vault.
But is it the thing that you want the only thing in the vault, or do we have to go searching for it?
I have never been to the vault. Why would I go to the vault?
So what, we just get
If I could
everything
go to the
in the
vault,
vault?
I'd have done this by now. Find the keymaster, tell them who sent you, get the key, open the vault, return the thing that's inside.
Return? Oh, to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Rue, return the thing to me. Why?
Find the keymaster, open the vault.
And Deary, where would we find you?
Probably in amongst all these books that I keep. And she's gone again.
I meant after we get what she wants.
Yeah, probably in amongst all these books.
Oh, okay, cool. No worries.
See how we're taking notes now.
I'm not going to leave in these long pauses, but suddenly we have long pauses between some of the things that are said
Paying
because the girls are like
attention.
writing stuff down.
Yeah, sorry.
It's going to be much harder for me to DM this time. That I can't just rely upon you forgetting things.
Yeah, we're not going to have that happen to us this time. Okay.
Biddy's going to take the guide to Kaylee up to the bookshop owners to purchase.
And the good news is Biddy had money on her.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just walking up going, I'm just here to pay for this book and I've got no cash. But you do have a small amount and enough to cover the book.
That is so smart. I did not think of that.
Well, especially since the room is full of people who are trying to find something and you notice that what they're looking for is the book that you've been looking for.
Ah.
And they just keep tapping these rings on their fingers and more books keep flying and they just vaguely look at the book each time. The Great Librarian has gone quiet now.
Yeah. So we need to get out of here. ASAP.
Well, they're not looking for you.
I know, but
They
we've
want
got
the
the
book.
book.
No, you don't have the book. You just have
A copy of the book.
a copy. I think we said before, the Guide to Kaylee is a very common book. Even the post-apocalyptic edition, which is recent. But the book that had the librarian on it, as she keeps bouncing around, is a one-off. Wherever she is, that's unique.
Except that she keeps jumping from book to book.
And they keep looking for her.
And we can't take it with us because she's jumping around.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
She seems horrible.
Yeah, true.
Cool. Having acquired the book, I am going to. Biddy's going to grab the girls and drag them outside.
As you're finding your way out of the
Hold on. Is there any other books here that we might need?
Good thinking.
Roll me a d4 and I'll let you.
Like all of it?
No, only the person who suggested it. Are you rolling?
Yep. 1.
You can choose from the following books. So what I'm saying is you're picking up a book. It'll be one of these books,
Yes,
but I'll let you
okay.
decide which one it is.
All right.
So as you run out, for some reason, grabbing random books,
Yeah.
you can choose from Baskerville's Big Book of the Big Bads, which is... No, I'm not telling you what they are. You can't.
Don't worry
You
about
can't
it.
see the cover. You just grabbed
I'm
this
going to
stuff.
do some Super 6 reading strategy and just make some inferences based on the title and the cover.
Yeah, it does say Big Bads.
That's, yeah.
Bit of a clue.
In fact, it's actually all I wrote down, Big Bad.
If you'd just written down Big Book, I would have been so disappointed in you.
But there's more than one book there, right?
Sure, I haven't finished the other one.
And we're next to her.
The other books, stop having ideas.
But it's not like they need to roll dexterity to pick up a fucking book, is it? Like,
so we
You
just
can all
grab the
have
other
one
books.
book.
presents. okay, what else are they?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm letting my deep inside seething loose. Sigh. Ketheri's Chronicle of Kaylee's Creepies. Ooh, I got that one out.
Nice.
Pretty happy with that one. Why did I write them like this? Thamora's Testament of Trees, Leaves, and Other Greenery. Because of the okay. And the Almanac of the Ages. Those are the 4 books you can choose from.
What's
an almanac?
Almanac.
It's like a big book.
Okay,
Obviously,
well,
when I say big book again, I wanted to use the A's.
I've got 2 hands, so I can just get 2
No,
books.
you are not getting 2 hands.
What was the first one? I wasn't
You were
listening because I
leaving
didn't
quickly.
Something
get
about Big,
Big
bad,
Bad.
but that's the one I want.
It was just a big
Okay,
book.
cool.
No, about the Big Bad.
All right, you may grab Baskerville's Big Book of Big Bads,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
which is
Okay.
not surprisingly a guide to the gods.
Yeah.
Who you should remember from this, from this time period. But I mean, things may have changed.
I'm going to grab the greenery.
Oh, that suits you.
Yeah, the
Your
green
new
thumb.
character. I
Yeah.
feel like that works.
That makes you on your way past. You're going, oh, I'm interested in this section.
So,
I do want to build a greenhouse.
Yes.
yeah, creepies, please.
You'd like the book on?
It seems Halloweeny.
It
Oh,
isn't.
and you do like Halloween.
I do.
And yet the book is not related to that at all. They don't
alright.
do Halloween here.
Could also be very handy to have on our adventures.
We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, now you all have extra books.
Yay.
Nice.
And yeah, we'll see what that means. If you ever choose to read them.
And then we should ask the guide to Kaylee, where is the Northman's ruins?
I mean, I don't want to... It's a bookshop. They might have an atlas.
Or I could just ask the guide to Kaylee.
Because I think she's just a guide, not a navigator.
So you can definitely ask her, but
She
she'll
only
tell
kind
you.
of tells us
I mean,
information.
absolutely, if you want.
Information.
So what do you ask the book?
How do we get to the Northman ruins?
And unfortunately, the book can't tell you how to get to places. It just tells you what's there when you get there.
Okay.
But you have activated the book.
Sweet.
I hope you remember how to use them.
Hi, my name is Chelsea from Ohio, and I am the Guide to Kaylee, Post-Apocalypse Edition. Please state the name of your destination.
The Northman's ruins.
Ah, the Northman's Ruins. There used to be a grand tower here, quite an impressive one. Rock was hewn from quarries across all of Kaylee, transported here by a method that is still being questioned by historians today, and layered stone by stone to demonstrate the value of unity and the magnificence of a shared social goal. And then some underdeveloped juvenile man-child knocked it down in a display of cowardice and greed. And yes, I know that is a tautology of sorts, but can we just acknowledge that knocking stuff down doesn't make you impressive unless you're 2? Anyway, now there's just a bunch of rocks and a strange hole below a hatch with a sign that says something different depending upon who reads it. Nice one, man-child.
So sadly, the book doesn't tell you how to get there.
So in that case, we're going to need a map book.
A map book.
Yep.
Yep,
they exist.
that's what they're called, just a map book.
So I'm going to go back in.
Or an atlas.
And I'm going to, is there like a attendant there? Like a,
Yeah, she was being harassed by one of these robed people who were...
oh, who are tapping their rings?
Yeah.
Ugh, okay. I'm not going to intervene
You
with
made
that
that
just
sound
yet.
much dirtier than I thought, just tapping
Oh,
their...
it wasn't that. It was like awkward.
Oh, good.
Not like a disgusting. I
didn't know. I was like, ugh.
I was like, Karen's, am I right? Okay, so while she's distracted, I don't think I have time to wait. So I am going to roll investigation to see if I can find a map book. And I'm going to look in the travel section.
In that exact same section, there are also maps, like rolled up posters, but not posters, they're
I
scrolls.
don't know. It's like I want something like more convenient. But I guess like you know.
No, we're just like, what would you like to take? And are you stealing this?
No.
Are Are you going to pay for it as well?
Yes.
Have you checked to see if you got money on you?
I pat myself down.
And you are not carrying any cash.
Okay. So I'm like, crap. So I go out to Biddy. I'm like, Biddy, can I borrow some money, please?
Oh, that's me. Of course, darling. Here you go.
I'm like, ta. All right. I've said ta.
Yep. So you have enough coin.
Yep. So I was going to say thanks, itty bitty, then realize that's kind of rude because she's a halfling. So,
She's definitely smaller.
Yeah.
I'm actually taller than the average halfling.
By half an inch. All right, cool. Like, I know that a scroll sounds cool and all, but I just don't know where we're going to end up. I'd like a book that has several maps in it. And, you know, like at the start, I guess that's an atlas, right? You know, at the start, and you can look up places and go to this page and then go to like these coordinates. Like, that's kind of what I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'll just get rid of this gigantic map that's on the table in front of us then.
No, that kind of folds out.
That I handmade.
No, like it folds out. Yeah, it's in the middle of it. It's
Oh, it's
in
got
the
a
middle.
fold out as well?
Yeah, like
it's got a fold out scroll. I
No,
like that.
like, you know, like it's like your pin up in your Playboy. Like in the middle, that's what's there.
Oh, now I understand.
That's the over. I know I had to speak your language.
Yeah, I didn't understand before until you said Playboy. I'm like, oh, Playboy
Because
maps.
sometimes when you go right to the middle, it actually has like the full overview.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
every other page is just like honed in sections.
Yep.
So I'm actually getting the best of both worlds here.
Okay, this one does not talk.
That's fine.
I found another map.
You found what?
Northman's Ruins.
Well, yeah, it's on there.
Yay. Okay, now we need to get there. Should we find some horses?
I should probably buy the book first.
Oh. Yeah, good idea.
Why is that all your first option is, no, don't pay for shit. Just,
because
you don't have any cash on you either. I'll make that very clear.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't think you need it.
Seeing that she's still distracted, I'm just actually going to leave the coin on the thing and go, and like, you know, mime, like, I'm just taking this. I put the money there, keep the change, and then I go.
And she mimes as well, like, I'm currently dealing with these. She points to her knuckles and then does another thing with her fingers and goes, fuck knuckles. Can you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
fuck
knuckles.
knuckles. But she does it all with signs. And
All right.
the guy looking at her is like, I can see what you're doing.
And then I'm like, do you need help?
No, I just have to clean up when they're gone. Now she's just speaking to you. I just have to clean. I don't have symbols for all of the things I'm saying now, but I do, again, want to make clear, fuck knuckles. These guys right here. You, sir, in front of me. I'm just saying the words now. Fuck knuckles.
Mr. Fuck Knuckle. And I'm like, okay, so I'm cool with this.
You can take that. And here, take a free tote bag.
And I say, thank you, I've got a friend who'll love this. And then all right, then I pop back outside and I'm like, girls, like, I've got the best of maps. I've got the pin-up map. I've got all the close-ups of maps of everywhere. So let's navigate our way to Northman's Ruins. And then I look in the content at the front. It tells me to go page.
It doesn't have to. The fold out very clearly, you can see the Northman's Ruins are to the north of somewhere.
Where are we?
Good question. You don't know how to get somewhere if you don't know where you are.
That's right. And that's when we realised.
Where the fuck are we?
Where are we?
I figured that out when I was looking on the map. I was like, I don't know where I'm looking from.
Can the Book of Kaylee tell us where we are?
No, because the first thing it does,
she asks for the
asks
name.
you to say the name of the place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's roll perception, see if there's a sign.
Yeah, maybe the bookstore is like.
I mean, looking around in general might help.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, maybe the bookstore has, you know, it's like the name of the town and then the bookstore.
Yeah, like
No,
Notting Hill's
it
books.
doesn't have the name of the town, no. The bookshop's called Words of Wisdom.
Oh, that's cute.
All right, I'm rolling perception and looking around to see if I can. I rolled a 4 with a 0 perception. You've taken my juju.
There's a juju swap. You've got ujuj. Strangely, when you look around, this place looks very familiar, but it is not the place you remember. You're looking at things going, I feel like I've been here, but if I was, it didn't look like this.
I'm going to roll perception.
It was pretty for starters.
Is this in Ilthanora?
It looks like it should be, but it isn't.
19.
It is. Unfortunately, Inya Flanora does not look like it used to look. It's run down. What you would know that in the past in Inya Flanora, what they had was these wonderful singers who used magical voices to allow the city to look like whatever you imagined it to look like. It was a beautiful place.
The choir of Inyeth Lenora. Now, you may think a choir is a little bit boring, but what if I told you something special happens when they sing? With every little melody, a lot of magic flashes free and charms the people in the city. Changes everything they see. Some get coffee shops and some smell fresh baked bread. Others get extra bits of bacon or a king-sized comfy bed. But the choir isn't missing. Maybe they all fled. Could they be all hiding? Or maybe they're just dead.
There are no singers, and this place does not smell the way it used to smell. It doesn't look spectacular. It is in a state of decay.
Okay.
But at least you know where you are.
So we know where we are.
Yay!
Well, it is the post-apocalypse world, so can't expect everything to be as it was.
So you do look at your fold-out map, and you can see where New Thenora is, and Northman's Ruins just happens to be north from there.
We're not too far away. We've got quite a mountain range there to get through, but
There's a large mountain range there on the map called the Rumbles. Fairly large one, yeah.
That's great.
I think we should go get the things from the lake first to help us get to the vault.
All right, so we need to go to the lake first.
A lake. I don't think he gave you a name.
No, he didn't give us a name. Grumpy, the lake under the Grumpy Mountain.
Is there a Cranky Mountain on there? All right, so looking at the map, the Grudge, the Grumpy Mountain.
You looked directly north and found a mountain range and a mountain that is labelled very clearly on the map.
Yeah.
The Grudge.
It could be it, but I'm going to actually go... I just
well
see a
be.
lake there. I see a big
And
lake and I see the Grudge,
I
the
know,
Grumpy
the
Mountain. I was
reason
just
why
using
I'm-
some context
I
clues.
know, but the reason why I'm shocked is this recent thing that you guys have decided to do, which is pay attention and follow the clues. So now I'm thinking we're going to have to make my clues a little bit more abstract, I think. Like
Don't you dare. We just got to head around the obvious clues. Let us work with it.
I was like, ooh, the mountain's called the Rumbles, and there's a mountain beneath that called the Grudge, and there's a very clear lake on the map that I've given you to look at.
That is abstract.
That's true. It didn't say the Grumpy Mountains.
Hey, you've still got Indy, don't worry.
All right, from now on, all clues are for Indy.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, there is actually on the road north of the Northman's Ruins, there is a mountain range between you and the Northman's Ruins, and near that is a lake.
We should find some kind of transport, some willing transport.
Some horses, something. We can't just trek there. It'll take forever.
All right, have a look around.
Yeah, and we're going to walk up the street and I'm going to look for maybe some kind of like sale yard where we can buy maybe some horses.
Okay, that's an interesting concept.
We also have to find the keymaster, so we might look around for the locksmith.
Great idea. Great idea. Do you reckon the keymaster would be here or closer to the... Let's look around anyway.
The keymaster was not here. Instead, they were quite some distance away, nervously surrounded by everything the world thought best hidden. Not surprisingly, as the clues are in the name, the keymaster had many keys. They were also not difficult to find once you were within earshot, as the gentle jangle of dozens of key rings hanging from a rather distressed leather belt tinkled like halflings at a urinal. Each key was numbered, and therein lies the rub. Without the number, the keys were indeed too many. And so, any search for the keys was surely a search for the number first.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
Have you ever spotted McDonald's hot, crispy fries right as they're being scooped into the carton? And time just stands still. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This episode is brought to you by GMC. GMC certified service technicians are factory trained to fit your vehicle with the tires specifically developed for it. And with our tire price match guarantee, you get the best fit for the best deal. Let us do the work. Available on select eligible tire brands and participating dealers only. Offer ends 12/31/2025. Terms apply. See dealer for complete details. Visit gmc.com/service to learn more.
We'll have to do what Biddy suggested as well and go and have a look for a locksmith because they might give us some answers about how to enter this vault.
Yeah, like in the locksmith community, they might know someone who knows someone who knows someone. You know what I mean? Like rumors and whispers.
I like it. I like the idea there's a locksmith community too. The locksmith section of town.
They have meetings every week.
It's not, well, it'd be interesting because I think there would have been more people in a fantasy world who would require locks than we have in the modern world where we have one Mr. Minute at every supermarket. I don't know how those shops operate. Their job is to make copies of coins occasionally, and yet there it is all day long. Making coins.
I know,
making
I was like,
keys.
wow.
It's engraving.
It's a whole different place, isn't it? The mint.
They do the engraving as well, though. I think that's how they...
it's a business that
And
seems
they
like
fix
it's...
shoes.
Oh, yeah, they do too. Yeah.
Okay, 3 things.
And sell flasks.
4 things. Some knives.
And some knives. It's a weird
It's
concept,
a very
isn't
random...
it?
They're like, we need to make up
I feel
5 or 6 different niches.
So let's go find a locksmith.
All right, if you walk around the town long enough, as the sun begins to set and the 2 moons start to rise, you will notice that there are quite a few people who do 4 or 5 different niche jobs in the one building. So you can find locksmiths who also sell cabbages. It's just that's the only vegetable they sell.
Oh, wow.
And you can chat with them if you wish.
And we do wish. And I say, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
My name's Thistle. These are my friends.
Hello, Thistle. Would you like a cabbage?
Like, not at the moment.
Okay. Well, I do cabbages and keys, so...
Well, we hear about the key situation.
Cabbages and keys.
That's what we're called, cabbages and keys. And it's very cute because the cabbage is spelled with a K.
Oh, that's smart. That's good
My
marketing.
wife came up with that. Her name's
She's
Kay.
smart.
Who would have thought? K. K-A-Y, obviously. I mean, we wouldn't spell that with a C. That would be ludicrous.
You guys sound like a great couple with a K.
Yes. I'm Keith.
With a C.
With a C. It's Irish. Kay's at the back. Who is it, Keith? Just some people looking for some keys, Kay. Thanks, Keith. That's great. Thank you, Kay. Stay at the back. They sound the same.
We're actually just looking for the keymaster.
Oh, well, don't really speak of him too often. He's a bit weird.
Oh.
He's a little unusual. Well, first of all, he only does keys. That's weird.
That is weird.
That's unusual. If you go further north, though, you'll find a place, Uafazike. I can never quite pronounce it. Kay! How do you say it? Uafazike. Thanks, Kay. It's all right, Keith. Anyway, you'll find the keymaster is just further north if you wish. I mean, I can do keys here if you wish. I'd rather do them for you.
Oh, we need a very specific key, and I'm not going to lie to you, it might be a bit illegal.
He pulls down what seems to be a banner straight away and blocks the shop. The shop is shut. Keys and cabbages is shut.
Fair enough, we know where we need to go.
No, whatever you just said was scary to him.
Okay. All right, so I think we go north to wherever the hell they just said. Is that Uafazike?
Yeah, I think I can see it on the map.
Yeah, okay.
Uafazike? Yeah.
Uafazike.
Uafazike.
Okay, all right, so we regroup. We definitely don't regroup.
No, because once you've done it the first time, you should already be in trouble.
Yes, exactly, because you're imprisoned by that point. Okay, nice. And I'm like, all right, girls, here's what we know. We know.
I'm not sure I like this bit where you collaborate and bring all ideas back together.
Well,
I like vagaries and confusion.
Goodbye to reckless abandon.
What, are you going to get that tattoo removed from your ass? That's that's his reckless abandon.
I'm going in with, what's the opposite of reckless?
Planning?
I don't know. We've never done it before.
I've never been here before.
Okay, and I'm like, all right, so here's what we know.
Okay.
So we need to get to a place that they can't say, and I'm not sure we can say, but we should probably ask the book about that place. We know we need to head north, and we need to get to the Grumpy Mountain. Yeah, and on the map here, in my centerfold, I can see a lake, and it's the only lake that I can see on the map at all.
I love the idea it's a dirty centerfold. You fold it out. That's such a sexy map.
That's a sexy map.
The rumbles. And oh, God, I just
Look
realized.
at that curvature.
I just realized what the name of the lake is beneath the rumbles.
The Great Hole. You just don't see it,
I
do you?
didn't know that one was there. And there we are.
All right, we're going to the Great Hole.
Okay.
So we're going to open up the guide to Kaylee.
Yeah.
Yep. And then ask, hey, can we have some information on Uafazike?
Hi, my name is Chelsea from Ohio, and I am the Guide to Kaylee, Post-Apocalypse Edition.
Twice in one session.
Please state the name of your destination.
Uafazike.
I'm going to be honest with you. No one knows how to pronounce this place.
Right.
We've been researching it for centuries, and now all we have are over 100 years of variations. It's a funny place, too. You really need to know what you're doing around here, or you can get your signals mixed real quick. For example, when greeting someone here, it is customary to touch cheeks. First, by extending your finger to your right cheek, then across to their left, while they do the same. It's quite lovely. However, if you do it the other way around, you've challenged the recipient to a slap fight, which must be held in the city's main arena and involves, your other cheeks. There are traditions for ordering food, double tap 3 fingers across the belly while pointing at your desired meal, asking directions, approach from the west while raising your left eyebrow, do not approach from the east. Making an intimate advance, this one is overly complicated and has resulted in a declining number of children born in the region. And of course, requesting the removal of your wife's favorite weekend hat from your neighbor's donkey. Enjoy Uwe Phasia K. Or whatever it's called.
Oh, I love when things come together like you guys not knowing how to say it either. But I must admit, when I first wrote down the name of that place, I was like, I don't even know how to say the place I just made up. So get used to that place being incorrectly pronounced. Now, you do know of that place, and you know other places in between, which I'm sure you can check out later on in the book. But in the meantime, where would you like to go and how would you like to get there?
Should we go to the Great Hole or are we going to go to the Ufasa Key? Because we do need to go to the lake, and I'm guessing the Great Hole is where the lake is.
Yeah, lake first.
It does seem to be on the way.
It does seem to be on the way. I don't want to go up and down and all around.
We can get a boat, I think.
I love that idea.
Because if you see here, we're on the coast. We can go up through I guess it's like a little peninsula kind of thing.
100%
and then
up
through, they'll take us straight there.
Yeah, that would be Lake Reliable. Do you remember what happens on Lake Reliable?
No.
The water at Lake Reliable leaves and comes back every day.
All right. Well, let's head down to the port.
Willing person. Someone's got to go there. Like there must be trades and stuff happening. There's got to be transport and food, and there's got to be a way.
Yeah.
As you're walking towards the port, you go through the locksmith zone that you went through before. You go through the shoesmith row. You go past the
What other kind of smiths do we see, Corey?
The blacksmith. There you go. Yeah, and the
cobblers,
hat smith.
Oh, the hat smith. You reckon?
There's a lot of hats in the hat smith section.
Yeah. Okay.
That's going to be important later on now, isn't it? I'll be like, have you brought your hat? And you'll be like, damn it, if only we bought one at the hatsmith section. No, there's nothing in the hatsmith section. They're closed down for the summer, obviously.
Obviously. Can't buy hats in winter. That's insane.
And then you find yourself in an area down by the port. Unfortunately, it does not look like there are many boats active, and the water has gone out at the moment. So the boats that are there are just sitting on the bottom of the harbour, waiting for the water to come back in. And you see there's a little person, a little mouse, a mouse person.
Mm-hmm.
Actual mouse size, want to make that very clear.
Yeah.
Who seems to be carving things, and above them is a sign. Lady Marie's, I don't want to make this too obvious, transport hub.
Oh, what are we going to do?
Should we go?
It's so cryptic.
Should we go back into the Smith Street and ask where we can try and get some transport?
Yeah. Because I'm at a loss as to what to do.
And you can see Lady Marie gets up and crosses off the word transport and rewrites Lady Marie's fuck you hub.
Okay.
She's like, I don't understand why my business isn't working. I mean, it's clearly labelled.
All right, let's head to Lady Marie.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Why are you doing her voice back to you?
I don't know.
In a very
Remind me
normal
never
voice.
to travel with you. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Oh my God, offensive.
That's offensive. But in this situation, she goes, oh, you sound like me. Wonderful. You do sound like me the whole time, don't you? You're not offensive.
I do.
All right. Well, what is it you want, you lovely thing? What is your name?
My name is Rue.
I'm Rue, and it goes on for a bit, does it? How many letters is that? Like 9? Rue.
We were searching for. I can't do this.
Oh,
You're doing pretty well.
I don't think you should change.
We are searching for transport to the Great Hole.
Killing it. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Don't
Do not fuck this up.
Don't
Bryce.
lose this.
Please.
What are you adding words for? This could go very pear-shaped very quickly. Well, we have transport, yes.
How much to transport?
What are you turning into Yoda?
Transport, how much, I said. That wasn't it.
How much is your transport?
Well, where do you want to go?
To the Great Hole.
Don't we all love but on our way? We have to pay.
Of course we do. How much do we have to pay?
Are you from the same region as me? It seems
I
like you
believe
are.
Hurry the fuck up and end the conversation.
she taps on front, and it's got the area is broken into zones. So it's like a circle that comes away from Inya Flanora, and each zone costs you more. You can see that if you, where did you say you wanted to go? The Great Hole. The Great Hole is zone 1. To get past that would be zone 2. That would get you halfway to Uafazia or whatever it's called. And zone 3 would get you right to the end of the top half of Kaylee. It's a long way. But it'd be a silver piece. It's not expensive to travel.
And what I'm thinking
he says, and winks.
All I'm thinking is we need to stop. So if we buy the transport for the whole way, are we allowed to stop?
No. It's not on and off. We're not a touristy operation here.
So we just need to do zone 1 travel.
So just zone 1.
I can't believe we got to zone 1. Yes, three of you?
Yes.
Excellent. 3 silver pieces.
And Biddy digs into her little coin purse.
Rue, you haven't checked yourself for money at all.
I have definitely medically. Rue does not have money.
I've got no money. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, I don't have money, you don't have money, so Biddy's the only one with money?
And she no longer has any money. She had some money. She had enough to buy some books.
Okay.
I have a feeling we're going to be forced to steal again.
Forced to.
So, we don't have any silver pieces, but is there something we can do for you?
Well, yes, pay me the silver pieces.
Other than that?
I guess, yes, you could take a parcel for me. Don't unwrap it.
Oh, okay.
Good. It's here it is. It's very small. Take it north. You'll find my brother. He's not a mouse like me, of course. I mean,
Where exactly are we going for this parcel
this goes
delivery?
all the way to Uafazia K.
Okay.
Oh, we're headed
that's a great slogan. I should write that down. All the way to Uafazia K.
And by taking this parcel, does it give us travel all the way to Uafazia K?
Oh.
I mean, if that's where the parcel has to go, we only need zone 1 travel. Shouldn't that really cover us for travel for the whole way?
Yeah.
Great, travel sorted.
Great.
But you want the parcel there or not, baby?
Yeah. All right. Well, look, there are numerous. In my over-prepared, moronic way of doing things, I've written down the 4 types of travel.
Of course you have.
Of course I have. She leans back and she starts carving something. Very small piece of wood. This is when you notice that she's surrounded by jars with little insects in them. She reaches over and grabs one that is labelled North, and it's called the Early Worm. The other directions would have been the Royal Goliath, the Flying Mantis, and the Fluttering Express.
Oh.
Had you chosen to go in different directions. She empties the jar out, and you do see a little, very colourful caterpillar of sorts. Not a worm, but a caterpillar. And then she taps on a black ring, and she says some words, and then the caterpillar starts to grow. And as it grows, she walks over and she puts the little thing she was carving onto the back of the caterpillar, and it grows as well until it becomes quite a large caterpillar, larger than all of you combined quite clearly, because the little thing she was carving is a carriage, and it has grown as well.
Aww.
And she says, okay, now a few things. First of all, it's called the Early Worm.
Got it.
So only travel at night.
Oh.
You know why, right? I'm not going to say it, but...
Why?
Well, no, you don't. Because the early worm is the bird. And
early birds get the worm. If we travel in the day, the birds will get us.
Okay, it wasn't really a code, but yes, travel at night.
Well, for me it was. Okay, but the sun's going down, so...
If you're ready to leave.
We're ready.
And it is a worm of sorts. As I said, caterpillar, but it's actually an inchworm. We know those ones that like to push themselves together and push themselves apart. You climb yourselves into the cabin. It's quite luxurious inside. Very magical. You climb into the inchworm. It waits for you to call out your destination.
The Great Hole.
And the great worm heads towards.
Jesus, Corey.
You've got to think ahead, Corey, like I do.
You think ahead so much, but then you...
Because I like the idea of it.
I bet you do.
Lifting up and down.
I fucking bet you do.
No, like the inchworm does.
Going all around.
I get the vision.
Thank you.
I get the vision too, and it's hilarious. Go on.
It's adorable.
And begins to leave Inya Flanora. And that is where we end episode 1.
Our first one.
Our first episode. There we go. All right, so we broke out of prison. We got new bodies, hosts. And
Stunning.
we're fulfilling
a large list of things to do.
And we started making a very large list of shit to do, which I guess in 4 years' time, when I'm in my 40s, we will still be here.
We'll be going, what was in that package?
Yeah.
What are you keen on finding out?
Oh, I'm desperate to see what's in that lake.
I'm keen to see what's in the vault.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really curious as to why the librarian is jumping from book to book.
Like, yeah, because she wasn't like that before.
And she didn't give us a meeting place. She literally just said, come back here. And there were the robed people looking through. And I didn't want to get distracted day one. So I was like, I'm going to ignore the robed people.
Same. I was like, what do you have to do?
But I am curious.
We shall see.
Man, we're not done talking yet.
I'm done listening.
He starts playing the song.
And
I'm also really keen to see if... So she says that she's got Freya, Morrigan and Karin. I'm keen to see that if we do save them or get them back or return them to where they need to go, they remember us?
Oh, what they've been up to as well.
Yeah. Or do they remember what we took them through?
We shall see.
A man smoking a pipe stepped from the shadows and smoke and brushed hair away from his shoulders. Did they take the package, he said. They did, answered Lady Maria. And you're sure they're the right ones, he said. No, but when they were close enough, I felt more power than I would expect from just 3 travelers. The middle one, though. Keep an eye on her. Something is missing, said the mouse as she carved another carriage. Thank you, Maria, both mystical and vague as always. Is that my carriage? He said. It is, Dread. It is.
Don't worry about them. I'm sure they'll be fine. It's just a sudden ending. It happens all the time. So maybe there's danger or just a clever line. But don't worry about them. I'm sure they'll be fine. Right?
You've been listening to the Girls Who Don't DnD podcast. The next episode is already out. That's right, you can keep listening. If you're enjoying them but wish you could immerse yourself further without the ads, join our Patreon where you can do exactly that at the lowest possible tier. It's super cheap and the episodes come out earlier. You can also enjoy our sister show, The Void, on Patreon too. You can meet the girls and their many shows and have access to all sorts of things to help you run your own game. The best way to stay connected to what's going on is by following us on Instagram, Facebook, or joining our Discord, all of which are linked in our episode notes. If you'd like to be one of the voices on our show, you can find test scripts on our website, www.girlswhodon'tdnd.com, or take a shot at our monthly scripts that are also released on Patreon. Also, sending stuff to the girls is so easy. Our postal address is simple, PO Box 285, Cardiff 2285, New South Wales, Australia. Part 2 of Sins of the Soul starts right after this.